Hi everyone, this is Mitsuko Ono and welcome to my workshop. Today I will show you how I made this Halloween effect that I made for the Halloween contest that Lenslist had last year. This is the effect. Okay, so just a disclaimer, this tutorial is for beginners, so all you experts watching out there, I think you already know everything I have to show. But anyway, I made some edits to this effect because this effect doesn't have render passes before, but I added it for this workshop. So if you can see the difference that this ghost and this ghost has, this one has like no blur and this one has blur. So yeah, but first I am going to use a project without render passes because it slows down my computer and I won't be able to like show you everything properly if it's lagging too much. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so let's start. So now I have this file open and this is the file that doesn't have render pass so that I can show you how everything works without my computer freezing. So I also prepared a deck with the step-by-step of how I made this entire effect, and I've prepared for you all the assets, all the 3D assets, the sound effects, the textures, and an incomplete file. So if you want to do it yourself, you can go ahead and do so. So first, just an advice if you're going to make your own world effect or any kind of effect, to first optimize your assets, because if you're gonna have a lot of assets and then all of them have big sizes, it won't fit with the size limitation. So for 3D assets, remember to lower your polygon count. For 2D assets, check the resolution and the DPI of your textures. And for audio assets, make sure to edit your audio so that it only plays the part that you need. And if you want to use your audio for this tutorial, remember to convert your audio. I will put a link to where you can convert your audio in the deck that I will provide. Okay, so let's finally start with this file. This is the file without render passes. So first, let's just hide this one. As you can see, I already have all of my assets here, my textures, my materials. It's already set up. This is a complete effect. This is a finished effect, but I will show you step by step how I made it. And look at all my patches. They are organized so you won't get lost and I won't get lost. But just a disclaimer, this is my very first tutorial, so I'm not very good at this, so forgive me if I am annoying. I'm sorry. Okay, let's start. So first I have this background canvas, because as I told you, I did this effect without render pass last year. I have this canvas and I just made a rectangle, and the material for that rectangle is just a flat one with a dark blue shade, and I set it to multiply. That's it. Then for the instruction canvas, I actually have two instructions. This one, the tap the elements to explore, because I have many elements that you can interact with, and then the tap and hold to restart. So if you want to like do it all over again, you can. So I just have rectangles for each of these instructions, and then they have their own materials to it. See there. Okay, so let's start with the patches for this one. I will explain it to you. First I have the sender. It's just this is the receiver. The sender is out there somewhere. I will show you later. So the the pulses if it's video recording, and if it's video recording, and then don't show the instructions. And then you can see that I have like comments here that if the runtime is longer than 5 seconds, then hide the first instruction. So the first instruction will show for 5 seconds and then hide. And then if the runtime is over 5 seconds, which is after the first set of instructions, then the second instruction will become visible. And then it will wait for 3 seconds, and then it will become invisible again. So I just set the visibility, the opacity of the textures here. So as you can see, the animation, transition, and the mix, I animated the alpha of the textures. So for our next step, I have my audio, all my audio sound effects set up here. If you don't know how to use that, you import all your audio and then you make an audio playback controller from here. Where is it? Here, playback controller, and then audio, and then you select your audio from here. And then you, in your scene, I suggest you make a null object first to like house all your sound effects so it doesn't look messy. And then I made a speaker for each of the audio asset. So there, let's just hide it for now so it doesn't like become noisy here. Okay, so now let's move to the effect. So I have my plane tracker here, but it's set to invisible. So now let's make it visible, but let's hide some of the things that we don't need yet. I'll just hide everything first. So anyway, first I always make like the parent null here, and then I make another null so I can control the whole, I don't know, the whole scene. And then this parent null is I use that to kind of like, so I can put the interactions to manipulate the scene. If you use the world effect template, you don't have to do this, but I made this effect from the blank template. So blank template, what is that? This is how I did it. So if you tap the screen, oh no, it's just a screen pan, it lets the user like place the whole scene wherever they want. So they can just drag their finger to the left or to the right, and then they can move the whole scene. And then the screen rotate, if they use 2 fingers and then try to rotate the scene, they can also do that. And then just make what do you call this? Make a patch for all of these, and then just remember to attach them here. And then also the screen pinch. The user can make the whole scene smaller or bigger depending on the scene that they have, if it fits or not. So there, I'll show you this one later, but first let's start with this one. So make a parent null and then like a controller null. So if you want to like adjust the scale, you can do so, adjust the position, rotation without like messing this up. And then that this controller null will house all of your other nulls. I love nulls because they help me stay organized. So this one is the first scene. Let's make it visible. Okay, it's still slow, maybe because I'm recording at the same time. What we have here is the casket, the coffin, some candles, and some particles. And then it actually has the interaction here. If you tap this cover, it will open, and what's inside? It's just creepy dolls. I don't know why. So anyway, let's go to the next patch. So I have all these patches numbered so that you don't get lost. So first we have another instruction. I have like this instruction as well, that if your front camera is active, it will tell you to like switch to the back camera. So I will explain this one. So here we have the patch for the camera, and then if the front camera is active, then the switch camera instruction will be shown, and all these other ones is wait, what is this? Oh, first I have all these interactions, right? And then after these interactions are finished, the another what do you call it, instruction will show up to touch and hold the screen, so like to reset the whole animation. So never mind that first. I'll tell you later what this is for. So next is we have to set up the scene. So I have all of these set up already, and then but remember to also make like playback controllers for your 3D animations. I have this one, so just copy this and copy this because this tutorial is a little bit long. I cannot explain everything because I'm also not very smart. And then I have all these patches, and then this script. This script is I actually just found before from the Metaspark community on Facebook. It's a script by Lass, but I think the original is from Josh Beckwith, and it's a particle fade script. So we'll be needing that later. So again, I also have this fog texture around here, yeah. So remember to make it a sprite sheet. So just copy these. There are 2 rows, there are 2 columns. So all in all, there are 4 sprites, and then make a animation sequence for this one because we're gonna use it later for the particles. So when you already have your animation sequence, the fog one, just drag it to your scene, and then fix the textures. So just make a material for it. I have the material already. Where is it? Fog. There. And just get the texture and then connect it. And then I just made like a sender for this one, so I don't have to connect it from so far away. If I have to connect it somewhere there, and then I have to drag it, you know. Then for the interactions, since we have all of our 3D assets already here, let's decide like which ones are going to have the interaction. So first let's unhide all of this. So what I want to have interactions are the casket cover, this nun, and the horse, the rocking horse. It's so slow. This one, the rocking horse. So if you tap this, and tap this, something will happen. So I set up this one. If you don't know how to get the patches for this one, it's really easy. You just have to, for example, this, just drag it there. Oh, I already made it there, so not that one. So let's get another one, maybe this one. Yeah, that one. It's that easy. And then you just get an object tab. When you right click, just search object tab, and then you can see it there. And then I just made a sender. It's a pulse sender, so again, so I don't have to drag it so far away. Okay, so first let's start with first scene. Let's hide all of this because we don't need it yet. There. The first scene will be this one, the casket with candles on top of it. And then let's just show the patches that I made for this. So this is for the interaction. So remember we had that pulse that when you tap the cover something will happen. So make a receiver like this, and then you just choose from the list. So I already have many, so I already have it here when the coffin is tapped. And then first I have these sound effects set up. If you don't know how to do that, just copy my patch like this. And then if you don't know how to do this, just again drag it, the playback controller. Yeah, just drag it there. And then I have also an animation for this one, so let's reset. So when you tap it, it opens. So actually the pivot for this one is already fixed, but if, for example, in the future you have your own project and then the pivot point is wrong, just put it inside a null and then animate that null. So as you can see here, I have this one, this object's rotation animated here. So it just rotates to negative 90 degrees. And then as you can see, I'm using this animation patch, right? And then after it's completed, it sends another pulse to say, oh, this animation is complete. And then that's what I was talking about in the first part. So after all the animations are completed, another instructions will show up. It's the instruction to reset the whole scene. Oh, not that one. Let's go back here. Where is it? Oh no, not that one. And then I also have another like sound effects that's going to play. It's the evil laugh and the baby cry. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why. But first I made it invisible because it's noisy. But let's try it again. Let's just reset. And then why is it not working? It's because it's so slow. Ah! Wait. Anyway, it works. If you test it on the phone, it's just super slow. Here, because I'm recording at the same time. Yeah. Anyway, I also have some, what do you call this? Audio effects here, just to make it a little more creepy. So if you want to experiment with all of these values, you can. But if you just want to copy mine, you can also just copy these values. Okay, so yeah, later I'll show you like that it works, because maybe now it's just like broken a bit, and then I'll hide it for now. Okay, see, now it works, but I don't know why it wasn't working earlier. So let's continue. So the next set of patches is when the coffin cover is tapped, the walking or crawling baby ghost appears. So where is that? It's here. Let's just make it visible. Where are you? There. The walking baby. So this set of patches is just for the texture of the ghost, the baby ghost. Actually, I used a different patch for this one, but it's a patch that you have to buy, and it's not mine to give away. So I suggest you use a flow map patch by Mate or Josh Beckwith's flow map patch, and then but for here you can also just use this one. I got this texture distortion shader from the asset library. If you don't know where that is, it's just here. And then I also got the ripple patch from there, same. And then I just downloaded this Perlin noise photo from Google. I just searched. You can use any type of noise. You can just type noise texture and get any type, but I suggest like getting something that looks like clouds, so it matches the like ghost vibe. So there, I just have this 2D transform pack if ever I want to change the scale or anything, the rotation. And for the ripple patch, I have a loop animation here to just shift the X and Y so that it kind of moves. I don't know if you can see here. Yeah, here you can see here, like there's something happening there, so it's not boring and static. And then I have again another receiver here. Let's make it bigger. Another receiver for the coffin if it's tapped, and then that will animate the texture to become visible. So again, I'm animating the alpha from 1 to 0. It becomes visible, and then if you tap the screen and hold screen tap it, hold the screen, it will reverse this whole animation. And then I have this what do you call this baby ghost 3D has two types of animation. So earlier I told you about like setting this up and then copying this, and then now we are going to use it. So if you tap this baby ghost, excuse me, you can actually switch from walking to crawling. Why? Oh, there it works. It's just super slow. I'm sorry. It's not supposed to be like that. I bought a new laptop to make this faster, but it's not working. So so there. Now you can like see the baby scrolling, and when you tap it again, it's walking. Wow. No, not wow. Sorry. So there, you have an object tap for the baby, and then we have counter and then an option picker to choose between a baby walk and baby crawl, and then we have that we have the output to the baby's animation. Where is it? There. If you don't know where that is, this is the object for the baby 3D, and then just get this batch. Okay, so that's finished. So next, the next set of patches, we're done with this scene. Let's show the horse and the baby ghost. Where is it? Oh, this one. This is the rocking horse, and then there's a baby ghost that's riding the horse. So I have this horse null, and then inside this null the actual, what they call this, the actual 3D horse, and then inside the horse is the baby. So you have to make the baby a child of the horse, because we will animate the horse because it's rocking back and forth. Actually, the baby ghost also has some subtle animation, and then we are going to get to that shortly. Wait, I'm just looking for it. Where did I animate it? Here. So as you can see, these patches are for the animation of the horse and the baby ghost. This one, I have a loop animation for the arms, for the head and the arms of the baby ghost. So as you can see here, you just make a patch for the rotation of the clavicle, the left and right clavicle, and the head, which is under the neck joint. So you just make a patch for these three, and then you can copy my patches over here because it's a little like confusing. But if you want to go crazy and make the baby ghost wave its hands around, you can also do that. And remember to mirror it so it doesn't like look like it's glitching. And then I also have an animation for kind of like just a slight rotation of the baby ghost. So where is this one? I don't know. Oh, it's this one. Is it this one? Oh yeah. I forgot. Sorry. The baby ghost is an all right, and then the actual baby, what they call this, 3D is under the null. And as you can see, the baby 3D has like a negative 0.3 position in the z-axis. It's because it's like walking around, right? And if it's just walking in place, it's weird. So I have this what do you call this baby ghost null is actually this one, and it's rotating. So the baby ghost, it makes the baby ghost like walk around around a circle or something. So as you can see, we have a negative 360 value here, so it walks in a circle and then it just loops around. So that is the baby ghost rotation. Okay, and then for the rocking horse part, let's go back here at the top, and then it's just rotation, and it's just rocking a little bit like this, negative 5 plus 5 on the z-axis, just a little bit, so it's not like, it doesn't look crazy. So next, what we want to do is that when this object is tapped, the baby ghost on top will appear. So earlier we had that sender here. I'm just going to remind you where we made that. Here, the horse object tap and then horse tap, and then we just make a receiver for that one that we can put here. And then first we make the patches for the sound effects. I don't want to play it again because it will, I don't know, maybe slow down my computer, but let's play it later, okay? So this is like the patches needed to play like the doll appear sound effects. I forgot what that sound is. Just let's check later. And then the animation of the texture. So first we have this texture here. It's the same as this baby. It's oh no. Oh yes, it's the same. I just changed the scale to 3, and then same and loop animation on the X and Y here, and then I just changed the alpha from 1 to 0, so it will show up when it's tapped. Let's check. But I cannot. Oh, there. Too much. Let's see. What's happening? I'm sorry. Anyway, there it showed up. I tapped and then the baby ghost showed up there. So we also have another sound effects that will play when the horse is tapped. So this one is the baby laugh, because the baby ghost is on the horse and because it's enjoying, and I also added a reverb here so it sounds a little more creepy. Okay, so this part is also finished. Let's head on to the next part. So next, what is next? The nun that roaming around. Let's just call it the roaming nun. Where is it? Oh, there. So slow. Bear with me. Anyway, here. There's the roaming nun. So again, remember what I told you about this baby ghost. We have to like put it inside another null. So this is the main null, and then this is the actual 3D, and then I put it with a negative 0.5 value in the z-axis. So this is as you can see, this is the position of the null, and then the real nun is just negative 0.5 points away. And then we will control this one to make it rotate. Anyway, first I rigged this ghost nun so we can animate it a bit. So here we have like the dress or legs animation. Let's just open it here. Oh, there, it's the end. So just select all of these and then just make a rotation patch for each of them, and then you can see that there are 2 here, but this one I think is for the other non-ghost. So anyway, let's just get back to that later. So this one is the first. You can copy all of my values here. We just have a loop animation here that I changed the name so I don't have it confused with another patch. And then we just have some delay here so it looks more smoothly, I guess. So this is the part that's animated here. And now that we're done with that, let's go to the next part. The nun's arms also has like some subtle swing going around. So let's get the joints here. Oh no, not the wrist. It's just the elbow, the arm, the elbow, and the wrist for the left and right arms. So we have them here. Again, we have a loop animation, some delay, and then you can copy all of the values here, so you don't need to like experiment on your own, but if you want to, you can totally do it. And then let's just close this one. I don't think we need that anymore. We have, as I said earlier, the rotation of this one, the controller, to make it go around, and then the position of the main 3D. This simulates kind of the floating animation, so you can also just copy the values in here, and then you can also copy the curve that I set here. And then for the texture, this ghost nun and the other ghost nun that we will use later has the same texture, so it's just this one. Just fix this because it's annoying that it's outside. If it became a little noisy, it's just my aircon because it's freezing. My hand cannot move right now, so yeah. Anyway, so this texture is just the same as the baby ghost texture. I just added some loop animation for the pivot points, just to, I don't know, just add some animation, and then same same animation here, and then same texture distortion, but with the mix I just wrote down -0.2 there, so I don't know, it kind of a bit different, but the same. And then we have remember we want what do you call this, we want interaction when we tap this nun. So remember we did this, we made this here, where is it, here, yeah, nun is tapped, so we can tap that. And then what we want to happen is when this is tapped, this will disappear and the other ghost nun will appear. The other ghost nun is the one that's attacking from the back, so it will come out from the back and attack the user. So what I did is just play with animate the texture of this one so it becomes invisible. Where is it? Here, it's the nun dress, non color, everything here is is this one. All of the texture here are the textures on this one. It's just like different materials because of, I don't know, the way it was created. Anyway, I just animate it to become invisible. This one, it's the 0 to 1. This one becomes invisible, and then the texture for the attacking nun will become visible. So from 1 to 0, and then the textures are here. Okay, so that's that. Let's see, now we can see that, but let's try. I hope it where, wait, annoying. Wait. Let me just, maybe let's reset. Okay, there. Wait, let's test. Okay, this should be working, but wait. Oh yeah, it's just really slow. Oh, there. You see? Okay, so that's done. So next we will animate the attacking nun. Okay, this part is finished. Okay, let's just reset this one, and let's go ahead and fix our attacking nun. So we have another null here, and then the real 3D asset is here under the null, because we will animate the position of this one and then also animate the position of this one. So first let's create a receiver again, and then get this one, the nun is tapped, and then what we want is to make it visible. I know we already like fixed the visibility here, but I don't know, just to be sure we can also do that here, just switch it on. So we have the visibility here, just get the patch for that one, and then copy these patches, and then screen tap and hold to reset. I think that's the one. Yeah, that most probably is it. So we can do this, so we can make this screen tap and hold to reset feature for this one. So the next is the audio. We have the non-attack audio, so we just have to set this audio up again. Then remember to get this one. It's the same, it's the receiver to trigger the sound effects. And then what do you call this? This is the animation. So it's the null one. If oh no, that's wrong. This one. Get the position patch from here, and then we will animate it from the back to the front. So as you could see earlier, the attacking nun was coming from the back to the user. So it's this one. So the values are negative 0.5 to 4. So it's going to come fast. And we have like 2 seconds for the duration. And then again, a screen tap and hold to reset the whole animation. And then again, we have this one, make a sender, a pulse sender, to say that this animation has finished, so the instruction to reset will appear. So the next, excuse me. The next one is for this, to call this asset. We are animating the position so that it just looks a bit floating like this one. So it has like float animation. Then just set it to mirrored so it doesn't look glitchy. And then again, I don't know if you noticed that, but when we tap the nun here, that when the attacker nun appeared, oh, there, the arms are raising up and also the neck. So let's just restart it again. So there's animation on the body parts. So let's just open up the joints. So it's for the arms and neck. Let's just open up. So we have this one. Just get the rotation patches for these 3, right arm, left arm, and for the neck. And then let's just make an animation patch, some transition patches that you can copy the values. You can always change the values if you want, but to be fast, you can just copy them. And then that's the animation part. And now we will go to the like fog trail. Let's try to show that. There's actually like a fog that comes with the attacking nun. Yeah, it's a child of this nun attacker null. So we have a fog trail. So we are going to use this one, this fog animation sequence. So again, we want the fog to only appear when this, let's restart, when this roaming floating nun is tapped. So let's create a receiver, and then let's trigger the animation to show the fog trail. So it's this one. We animate the alpha from 1 to 0. And then there's also this fog trail buildup. I'm going to show you the values I have for this particle emitter. So if you don't know how to make a particle emitter, just add object and then particle system. So we have it set to point, and then it's in the world space, so that when it moves, it looks like it's like flowing with the movement. And then you can copy all of these values, and then the scale, we'll be talking about this later. And then the shape is just a plane, and then we have this here. I made the emission to a little dark blue so it matches the environment, but actually if you use the render passes, you can just like set it like, you can just like make what do you call this, like like a lot to affect all of the scenes, all of the assets in your scene. So yeah, but yeah, as I've said earlier, I made this without render passes, so I had to match everything to this like black tint, black dark blue tint. So there, so that's why I have these values. You can copy this or not, it's totally up to you. So as I said, this is for the visibility, so it becomes visible, and this is for the build up. Let's go back to this fog trail. This is for the birth rate. So I have animated this birth rate so that it starts like to blow. What do you call this? So imagine you have like a motorcycle, and then what do you call that? That thing that blows out the smoke. So when you start the motorcycle and then you rev it, and there's smoke coming out, and then it stops. So it's kind of like that. So I have these set of animation patches here. So I'll explain this one. So I have the first animation that has like a 0.3 duration, so that it's pretty fast. So what will happen is the birth rate will start to 0 to 30 for 0.3 seconds. Like it will change from 0 to 30 in 0.3 seconds, and then after that it will like just the birth rate will continue to be 30 for 3 seconds, and then after that's completed it will stop. So from 30 here, the transition is the first transition, it will change to 0 to 30 and then 30 to 0. You see I've attached this value to the start, so 0, 30, and then 30, 0. And then this animation patch is connected to this last transition. This one is just like for the waiting period, I don't know. So, and then we'll attach this birth rate patch to here. So again, like 0 to 30 in 0.3 seconds, waiting time 3 seconds to generate some more fog, and then it will just stop. And then what else? We have another fog animation. It's here. I have to show it. So you can't see it now because it only activates when this roaming nun is tapped. So let's try to tap her again. That one, the if you can see the fog from the left and the right. What happened? It's gone now. Anyway, let's restart. Restart, please. Oh, there. So we have two more particle systems here. Fog 1 is here on the left side. Fog 2 is here. Let me just zoom out a bit. Is here on the right side. And then you can copy all of these values. We have a plane for the type. Both have planes, and then actually the plane looks like what do you call this? It's facing to the left one is facing to the right, and the right one is facing to the left. So if you can see, we have the rotation here, negative 90 and 90. So it will blow to the left, and then this one will blow to the right. And then the size, you can just copy that. We have this at local because it won't be moving. And then the speed I will talk about later as well. And then the birth rate we have here. So when the nun is tapped, the birth rate will become 20 from 0 in 0.2 seconds again. And then the speed, we have also like animation for the speed. And then let's see, the speed will same as this one. We also animated the speed to be first start from 0.2 to 0.5 in 0.2 seconds, and then after that is completed, it will slow down again from 0.5 to 0.2 here. Don't be confused with this one, just this is for the birth rate, so yeah, and this one is for the speed. So first it will start out slow, become fast a bit, and then become slow again after this one. And then we also have this screen tap and hold to reset the whole animation. Okay, and then this has the same texture as the fog trail. So all the fogs have the same texture, and they will only appear and disappear, only appear when the nun is tapped and disappear when we screen tap and hold. So, okay, that is it for this part. We are going to go on the next part. So we are actually near the end. We actually have all the candles on the floor, but I've hidden it for now because it was slowing down. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, let's make it visible now, but one by one. So I have all these candles here first at the front of the casket, and then I have a null to house all of these, and then I have like 4 sets, like one first set, second set in the middle, third set also in the middle, and then the last set at the left side. And then each of these has also like candles, so each of the group of candles has like 1 to 5 candles for each, and then each of the candles has a flame that also has animation. Can I zoom in? Anyway, I cannot zoom in. I don't know why, but oh, there. What happened? Let's zoom in more. Anyway, I don't know if you can see it from here, but this flame has like some small animation, and then I will show you how. So we have this flame here, and then I have this material here. Let's just rename that material to flame 1 and flame 2. Okay, so this flame has a shader asset material, and I have provided that shader asset patch. Its name is, what do you call it, blob. So you can just go ahead and put that in the material here. Just select blob. You can also like open that up and then play with the values inside. So yeah, but yeah, I just made it like this for now. You can change it. Anyway, so there. So every candle also has a what do you call this? A shadow. If you can see here, oh, it's turned off. Okay, let's turn that on. Anyway, as you can see on the other, what do you call this, the other candles, they have like shadows on the floor, so you can also set that up. I have provided this this material in the assets folder, so you can just use that, set the color to black, and then like you can change the values here depending on how dark or light you want. And then so again, let's go back to the candles. Each of them has a plane at the bottom. For the shadow, each of them has a flame, and then the group, one group has their own where is it, their candle flame. Oh, no. This one, candle flare. This is a particle system also. So it's this one, this black, this like yellow orange circle things on top of the flame. So I will show you the values for this one, we have again a plane that will generate all of the particles. The size, you can totally change that if you want. It's set to local because it won't be moving around. The birth rate is just 20, and then the speed is really really slow so that it doesn't like move up. So I've set it to be really slow, so it just stays on that like position. And then for the scale, we'll go back to that later. For the shape, it's just a plane. And then let's check the materials. So the material I have for this one, let's see, it's the circle soft material that I've provided. And what do you call this, I just turned on the emission and set it to orange, so it looks like this. And for now I've set it to add, excuse me, but later when we set up the render pass, we can just set it back to alpha. But now let's set it to add so it looks a bit nicer. We can play also with the opacity. And then all the candle flares will use this texture. So okay, so we have so to recap, we have a group of candles. All of these candles have all the candles each have their own flames, and then all those groups have their own candle flares. Where's that? Oh, there here. So they all have their own particle system here. So let's unhide the other ones. I've already fixed mine. I've just like copy pasted it, and you can also do the same there. So it's many, right? But remember that we have to make a patch for the flames visibility, because again, let's tap this Nun. Oh, it's hanging. Let's wait a bit, or maybe I can refresh it. Let's refresh or restart. Anyway, there, let's tap again. It takes a while to, like, I don't know, for the animation to happen. It's because I'm recording. I restarted. Okay, let's just wait a bit more. Let's tap. Why? I think I pressed restart many times, so that's why it's just happening now. Oh, okay. Anyway, when you tap this Nun, all of this, remember we have the fog, so the fog will blow all the flames away, so the flames will disappear, and also the all of these flares will disappear. It's not happening now because my computer is slow because of recording and showing all this stuff. And then we have all of these particle systems, so yeah, bear with me for now. Let's just play it later. But anyway, when the Nun is tapped, what we want to happen is to make all the flames disappear. So remember I said to get the visibility patch of each of one, so I have it here already, so many. And then we will turn it off. So when the Nun is tapped, we have this switch, we have to turn on, but it has a not patch, so it will turn off. And then we have this screen tap and hold to reset the whole animation. Anyway, let's start it again because it froze. And then we also have this. Oh no, it froze. Let's just wait a bit. Okay, so I just restarted my my program, so it will play again. So now we have this. So next we have the, what do you call this, the light on the floor. If you can see there, of course we have all these candles, and these candles should light the floor. So when the nun is tapped, the flames will go out, the candle flames will disappear, and also the light on the floor will also disappear. So let's just check the material for this one. I'm also using this soft circle that I've provided. It's the color is like yellow orange, and it's set to add. The opacity is down to 13, and then we will animate that to disappear. So we have this animation here. I just renamed it, don't be confused. And then set the transition from 0 to 1. 0 is visible, 1 is invisible. So we have those set to both the light on the floor and the candle flare. And then the flames are 3D assets, so we will make them disappear. Okay, and the next one is for the candle emission. So when you check the candles, let's check one, the material. Let's just change this to a candle. Okay, so we have the color red. We have like the shader type is physically based. We have this here. Let's change that one so it's not confusing. Where is it? Textures. This one, candle albedo. So let's go back to the candle texture or material. I mean here. We have the color is red. You can copy these values. It has a normal. No, don't bother with this one. I just put it there. I was just experimenting. And then I've turned on the emission, which is a bit orange, and then the texture is here. So I also turn off the texture here when the nun is tapped. So from 0 to 1 again. And then it has an environment, night environment. But you can also, change this one from sRGB to linear if you want it to be dark like this. I think that's better. Maybe we'll leave this at that. And then that's it. That's actually it. But remember, we all have these particles. And then there's something, I don't know what happens, but when you have like a world effect, when you have a plane tracker, and then you have like particles as a child of that plane tracker, and then you try to like use the screen use the screen pinch to resize your whole scene, like something goes wrong with the particles. So I will explain how you can fix those particles. Let's go back to the start. Where is it? Here. I'm just gonna make this small, and let's enlarge this one. And then I actually have all my particles here. Let's get all the scale patch of your particles. So where was that? So select all your particles, get the scale patch, group them all together. For example, all of these are candle flares, and then these ones are the fogs here. The fog 1, fog 2, and the fog trail I have for the non-attacker. These ones have the same scale, so I group them all together. So what we are going to do is just first get a swizzle patch. Actually, I've learned this from Eddie Adams. I've watched this in one of his tutorials, and it fixed this bug or something. Anyway, get a swizzle, connect that to the scale here of your plane tracker. So get the X, and then let's focus first on this one, on the candle flare. get a multiply, and then get another multiply. Connect your swizzle to the first value, and then get another multiply. Connect this to the other multiply, and then get your screen pinch scale, connect it to the second value of the second multiply here, and then connect everything to your scale patch. But before that, before you make this patch, remember what's written here. So mine was 0.1, so I am going to put that 0.1 value here on the first one. So we're going to do the same for the fog. We have two multiplies, the swizzle connected to the first value of the multiply, and the second one is the actual scale of your particle system, and then connect it to another multiply, and then get the screen pinch again, and then connect it to the second value of the second multiply, and then connect it to all of the scale patches. So that will fix that screen pinch bug. Okay, we're done with that. Let's go to the render pass next. I'm going to open another file, and I hope it will not freeze. So I totally forgot something, and it's this script I have here. It's by Lassa, and you can find it on his GitHub. So the original was created by Josh Beckwith, and then I think he edited it, and then I'm using this script to fade the particles that I'm using. So the one that I am like fading out are they call this the candle flare. So okay, let's go back here. Since I have all my candle flares renamed to this one, I have to change also the script. So let's edit it, and let's open, and actually this is wrong. There's no space, so I'm just gonna fix that. So whatever you name your particle system, you have to change it here. So let's just save that, then just close it. Oops. And so there, it's saved. And then so you can see there's if you notice the soft, they call this, like it's fading out, and it's not as like strong. You can also use it for the fog. Just make another script, I guess, and then just change the, what they call it, this, the name to, I don't know, to how you rename this one. Okay, so let's go to the render pass now. Okay, so now I've opened up the project with the render pass. But first, I want to tell you about the audio. So we have this background music, right? And so let's go to the playback controllers, go to the loop BGM, and then just tick this box on and this one on as well. So when the user starts the effect, this audio will play and will loop. The other ones, you can just leave them as they are. So let's mute the audio for now and go to the render pass patches. So first I have this first render pass patch with the background canvas, and then, as you know, I said before that I made this without the render pass before, so I just started out with this one. But if you want, you can have like a blue tint on top of everything, of all the other things, so you have to put that, I think, on the last part. But yeah, let's just go ahead with this one. And then I have another render pass that has a tag that says thing.subtree. So I learned this from one of Calvin Kumar's tutorials on YouTube about render pass tags, that when you put dot subtree, that it will affect all the all the things that are like the child of the main one. So for example, this has the tag thing, then this render pass will affect everything that's a child of this null. So I have another render pass that says blur.subtree. So this is the one that I want to blur. So I have a shader render pass and then a blur patch. Let's check the things first that we want to blur out. So what do we want to blur? The things that we want to blur are the ghosts. So it froze, sorry. So we want to blur the nun ghost, the two nuns, and the two baby ghosts. So let's just never mind this one, it froze. Let's look for the nun attacker and the non-controller. So let's check if we have no, that not that one. I have the tags here on the actual like dress thing, and then everything that's underneath that. I can also put it here because it says blur.subtree, so it will affect everything, but you also have to be careful with that for the other things. So I have that here. Mistake again here. And then the attacking nun, I have that I think here. Yeah, so it's kind of confusing, but you can put it anywhere, either here or here or here, so that's okay. And then also for the baby ghost, I have it not there, I have it here, so that's okay. And here the what I was talking about earlier about being careful. For example, this one, the thing, oh no, the thing, this thing, it's kind of confusing, but these are the things that doesn't have blur. The blur tag render passes for the things that need blur. So everything else that doesn't need blur has the thing tag. So for example, this one, yeah, it has things. So everything else except the ghosts and the fogs. So for example, this next render pass is only for the fog, because when I tested it, it doesn't look good if it's all together with the thing here, and then the ghost texture is on top of it, on top of the fog, because the fog is supposed to be like on top of everything else. So I separated the fog to be on top. So the ones that have a fog tag are only this fog 1 and fog 2. Yeah, fog 1 and fog 2, because the this fog trail doesn't need to be on top, so it has like just a thing tag. And then I just have another scene render pass for the instruction canvas, and then that's basically it. Yeah, that's everything. This is pretty simple. I just added a blur effect to to the ghost, and I think also to the candle flares. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think so. I added those as well. So you can add, let's check. You can add tags to this one. Yeah, it does have the blur tag. So I added the blur tag to all the candle flare particle emitters there. So that's it. I think we've checked everything, I guess. Yeah, that's it. Thank you everyone for attending this workshop, and I can't really check the effect here, but I will check it on my phone, and record it and show you the finished version of this effect. So yeah, it's completely frozen. So I'll just show you a video next. So I just wanted to add some advice in adding interactivity for your projects. So as I've showed in this effect that I've used object tap for several of the assets that I have to add interaction, but you can also use device motion. So for those of you who don't know, this gets the rotation of the device. So it's a vector 3, and what you can do is get an unpack patch, unpack it, and so for example in this effect maybe I can detect whether the user is tilting the phone to the right or to the left. So in that case I would get this patch, and then I don't know, I'm not sure if it's X, maybe it's X, or yeah. So for example it's X, and so if the user tilts greater than maybe let's say 0.2, another ghost will show up from the right and attack the user. So from the right going to the left, or maybe if the user tilts the phone to the left, another ghost will appear from the left going to the right. Something like that. You can also use it to detect if the user is tilting the phone up or down. So there are lots of ways you can add interaction to your effect. You just have to make use of the patches available in Spark AR. So this is the effect on my phone. So everything's working. When you tap this, the baby appears. And then when you tap the baby, it changed to a crawling animation. And then goes back to the walk animation if you tap again. And then if you tap the horse, the other baby ghost will appear. And if you tap the nun, the attacking nun will appear, and the fog will appear, and everything will turn off. Yeah, so it's working. And I forgot to say that we've muted the audio on the file, so don't forget to unmute it again. So yeah, that's everything, and everything's working. And if you have any questions, just write them down or prepare them, and then I'll answer it later. Thank you, everyone.